Wait, hold up. Guys, I need to have a serious conversation with my entire educational system right now. I mean, how did I spend my entire life in Africa, go through all those history classes, and no one thought to mention that the richest man to ever walk this earth was African? I mean, listen, I've been out here thinking Dangote was African goat, watching Forbes about Elon Musk and Jeff Bezos breaking wealth records. Meanwhile, there is this 14th century African king who was so wealthy that these modern billionaires would look like they're operating a corner shop in comparison. I mean, I'm not saying they're not legend, they're absolutely great, but when you compare this a little bit different, let me put this in perspective for you. The economists who tried to calculate this man's wealth in today's money came up with $400 billion. And they're saying even that might be understating it. And you know what's even crazier? I had to learn about Mansa Musa from random business research. But now that I know about him, oh boy do I have some business lessons to share with you. So let me tell you a bit about him. Mansa Musa ruled the Mali Empire from 1312 to 1337. And his empire controlled over the half of West African gold production, which was basically the world's primary source of gold at that time. But what's really interesting is how he built and maintained his wealth. Now here is where it gets exciting for business owners. Today I will break down the 3 key impacts Mansa Musa made and see how they relate to our modern business metrics, especially customer lifetime value, aka CLV, and customer acquisition cost, aka CAC. So impact number 1, he created an innovative trade route. Musa didn't just sit on his gold, although he could, but he didn't. He created an entire ecosystem around it. He established trade routes from West Africa to Middle East to Europe to Asia. And the business lesson we can learn here is to think about it like your customer journey map. Just as Musa connected different regions, you need to connect different touch points in your customer experience. Because when you reduce friction in your customer journey, you will naturally increase the customer lifetime value. Now here are some quick tips to implement it to your business. Number 1, map out your current customer journey. Number 2, identify pain points where you are losing your customers. And number 3, invest in solutions that will make it easier for your customer to do business with you. And number 4 is to track increase in your repeat business. Keep this in mind, track the increase in your repeat business. Which leads us to impact number 2, he made an educational investment. And here's what's fascinating. Musa built libraries and madrasa, aka schools, in Timbuktu, turning it into a major educational center. He invested into a knowledge infrastructure that outlasted his reign. And to this day, if you go to Mali, you can see the libraries and the madrasas that he built. The lesson that you can learn here is that this is exactly like content marketing and customer education. Because when you educate your customers, your customer acquisition goes down because educated customers require less effort, and your customer lifetime value goes up because they understand and get more value from your product or service. And eventually the word of mouth marketing increases, further reducing your customer acquisition costs. Now here are some few tips to implement it in your business. Create valuable educational content for your customer. Number 2, build a knowledge base. And number 3, offer a free workshop or webinar. And number 4 is to track reduction and increase in referrals. The impact number 3 that Mansa Musa made was brand building through generosity. You see, during his famous pilgrimage to Mecca, Musa gave so much gold that it actually caused inflation in cities like Cairo. While to some people that might sound like a mistake, it created such a strong reputation that it attracted traders and scholars for generations to come. The lesson we can learn here, this is all about brand building and authentic generosity. When you are genuinely generous with your customer, your cost of acquisition decreases because your reputation does the marketing, and your customer lifetime value increases because your customer feel loyal and valued. And ultimately, your brand become more resilient during the tough times. Now, how do you implement this into your business? Number 1, implement the loyalty program. And number 2 is to surprise long-term customers with unexpected bonuses and surprises. And number 3 is to track the correlation between customer appreciation effort and the retention rates. Now let's bring it all together. What's the key takeaway here? The takeaway here is that Mansa Musa's success wasn't just about having resources. It was about how he used them to create sustainable value. That means in your business, number 1, think long-term. Just as Mansa Musa built trade routes that last generations, invest in systems that will serve your business for years to come. Number 2, build knowledge infrastructure. Like Musa investment in education, create resources that will empower your customer to succeed. And number 3 is to be authentically generous. Like how Mansa Musa built reputation by being so authentically generous. Find ways to surprise and delight your customers that align with your business goal. So up to this point, if you didn't understand or remembered anything, here's a simple formula to remember. Increased customer lifetime value plus decreased cost of acquisition equals sustainable business growth. That's basically all you need to remember. If you did not learn anything here, just remember this one simple formula. Because Mansa Musa's success comes from exactly understanding this balance. Therefore, your business growth will come from, number one, investing in systems that will make it easier for your customer to stay with you, increasing lifetime value. And number two, creating such a strong reputation that new customers come to you more easily, decreasing cost of acquisition. So there you have it, my friend. You might not become as wealthy as Mansa Musa. I mean, let's be real, who could? Or maybe some of you that are watching this can. But by applying this timeless principle into your business, you can build something truly valuable and lasting.